Hey, y'all, we are back. This next guest, Dave Anderson, is somebody that I've been following, rocking with for a very long time. I've admired this man. I've seen him appear on some really great platforms doing his thing. And I'm excited to be able to bring this amazing guest to you. He's going to drop some bombs, he's going to challenge you. He's going to be up in your grill today. So, as soon as my brother jumps on, we're going to get it in. This is going to be the type of interview that you want to take notes. It's going to be the type of interview that you really want to stay tapped into. Because I'm telling you, the bombs is going to be dropped. It's going to be the type of information that could literally change the perspective on your business and lead to massive sales. You're talking to somebody, you're going to be listening to someone today, rather that has done it already. Some of the stuff that you're trying to achieve, some of the places you're trying to go, he's already been there. So as soon as my brother jumps on, we're going to get it in. Yep, you already know, Pop. What's going on, Pop? I hope all is well with you, brother. All right. We're just going to wait a little bit for my brother to get on and get this thing started. Get this thing started. Go. My
Uh-oh.
brother.
Uh-oh. I don't like the way that looks. Hold on, I'm gonna wipe this lens off.
You look
No,
fine, brother. Glasses
no, it's
popping up here a
blurry.
little bit.
It's blurry. I can't have it. Hold on, man. We're gonna fix this right now. Right now. Hold on. All right, there we go. Sitting up here looking blurry for my brother. Can't have it.
Hey,
Now
first
I
off,
gotta.
man, I want to tell you that you've been my big brother for years, didn't even know it. Like, I've been following
Yeah.
your journey, everything that you're doing, bro. I'm giving you your flowers right now, bro.
Man, that means everything to me, brother. I appreciate that, man. Like it's hard being me. It's not always easy. I know everybody thinks it is, but whoo boy. It's a lot that comes with being who I am. There's a lot that comes with with this mouth. It's a lot that comes with this um with this business acumen. It's a lot with uh speaking your truth. So it's an honor and a privilege to hear that, man. It means more to me than you can ever understand.
No problem at all. So, for those that don't know you, could you tell the people who you are, what you do?
Yeah, I happen to be the Mohawk and real talking, living fully business bully Dave Anderson out here doing what I do, snapping necks, cashing checks. Woo! To put that in layman's terms, I am a best-selling author, motivational speaker, business coach. I just had to run in, had to take my daughter to the doctor, so I just had to run in, make sure I didn't miss this, interview. I didn't expect to have to go to the doctors this afternoon, but that's what it is. But no, I specialize in helping um, authors, coaches, speakers, business owners, folks who deal in entrepreneurship get to the next level. And most importantly, what I'm really passionate about is helping people transition out of their conditioning, because there's
Mhm.
so many of us who believe that all we are people who just apply for one job, get fired from another job, and then try to apply for another job and then sit in that cubicle, and they never really achieve any level of greatness. And so
Mhm.
I'm a big advocate of helping people, get to their greatness. So that's me in a nutshell.
I love that. Based off of that response, Dave, I want to know, like, from your perspective, why is it that we stay stuck so long?
Define we.
Well, I would say us as a culture, our people, business owners, entrepreneurs, there's really making a decision and saying out of their mouth, I want something, Dave, I want something, Annie, I want something bigger, help me build this thing. But then one thing that I found, at least, especially 2, 3 years ago, especially, was a lot of these individuals really needed a therapist way before they came to me as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, why do you think that it's easy to say out of our mouths we want this, but then when it comes time to take an action, what's keeping us so stuck?
Well, in my personal and professional opinion, what keeps us stuck is we are afraid of being great on our own terms. We've been conditioned our entire life. Oh, you got to get an education. You
Mm,
have
mm,
go get a good job. But if in America, statistically speaking, a job tenure is lasting 18.1 months, there's no more 40-year careers happening. with very few exceptions. You could be a bus driver for 40 years. You could be a cop for 40 years. You could do, any type of civil service for 40 years. But other than that, like regular everyday jobs, yeah, that's not happening. So as a result, we get really, really scared. Plus, we're a group of individuals that is steeped in tradition. And because we are steeped in tradition, we don't understand the importance of making things a priority, making growth a priority, understanding that we're not going to just get to the top of the mountain by saying, oh, this is what we're going to do. And this is just, and magically it's just going to take care of itself. Like that's not what we do. And so also we don't really have examples of people in our families that have gone on and done, great things on their own. A lot of what we do is, oh, I have a master's degree, or oh, I'm the first person in my family to go to college, and all that kind of stuff. But there's no one that you can really point to and say, oh, my uncle, built this, or my great grandfather did that, or my mom is doing this, and my father, like that's such a rarity in our culture. Our whole thing is go ahead and get an education, but we're some of the highest educated people, but we're also some of the brokest. So something's got to change.
Now you talked about making I don't know how you phrase it, but more so like making development, personal development, a priority. Like, how can we do that in a practical way, day by day? Like, is it our habits? Is it reading more books, getting around the right people?
If reading books was a thing that was going to get you to break habits, for some people it is, but for the majority of individuals, Manny, it's not that. What it is, can I be honest?
Please do.
Black people need to get tired. When I got tired of getting up, I'll never forget. I worked this one job before, like while I was trying to build up my business. I would work jobs for two reasons. One, I needed a steady income because I hadn't mastered myself yet. And two, I would always pick a job. Hold on. Mark Cuban told me, he said, don't ever go back to school. I said, why not? He said, it's easier to get a job where they will pay you and train you to learn what it is you need to learn than it is to go to a school that may be giving you outdated information. And so I would take a job, one, to get money, and two, to get education. So I was taking this job, learning how people were selling digital services and white labeling them, right? That was intriguing to me. But the thing of it is, my car was broke. Like I had one car repossessed. I had another car that was broken down. And so I had to take 2 buses and 2 trains to get to that job every single day. So job started at 9 o'clock. I was out the door at 4:45 a.m. So that tells you how long those 2 buses and 2 trains took me. And I remember saying to myself, this is not, I ain't supposed to be on nobody's bus. Nothing wrong with people, but that's just not, that's not what it's supposed to be. Like I'm like nothing, but I knew even in that state that I was supposed to be something better, done better. I'd seen better. I conquered, I did all this crazy, incredible stuff in my previous career. So I had some type of basis of what I was supposed to be doing, and it wasn't happening. And because it wasn't happening, I was like, yo, it is time for me to do something different. I got sick and tired of being mediocre. I got sick and tired of resting on my accolades from years past. Like, you don't get points for yesterday's game. Like, to put that another way.
Can you say that again for the people in the back, please, Dave?
You don't get points for yesterday's game. To put that another way, if I was still riding on putting Ricky Smiley in syndication, I'd be riding on something that happened 15 years ago. If I was to say, well, I expanded DJ Clue's show into 200 markets, I would be talking about something that happened 18 years ago. If I was to talk about the fact that, I was on TV at 15, we're talking about something that happened 31 years ago. If we were to talk about the fact that I was the youngest full-time paid radio personality in the history of America in 1987, we'd be talking about something that's 37 years ago. Like, at some point, you got to stop riding off of last month's, last year's wins.
What have you done for you lately?
Talk that talk, big bro.
And so my thing is, until you get sick of being average, until you get sick of having more month at the end of the money, until you get sick of living from pillar to post, check to check, hustle to hustle, lick to lick, which is why you got so many people who this year are NFT sellers who last year was doing Bitcoin, and the year before that they were doing Forex, and the year before that they were doing Wake Up Now, and the year before that they were doing 5 links, and the year before that they were doing Artist Body Magic, and the year before that they were selling paparazzi jewelry. You continue to get this cycle of mediocrity because you're hopping from thing to thing to thing, like you on Frogger. And if you've ever played that game Frogger, the thing about it is he's hopping from thing to thing, all the while putting himself in the line to get hit or killed or turned over. And my whole thing is, the one thing you never do is the one thing you need to do. First you get enough, and then you start to bet. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, you get sick enough, and then you start to bet on you.
That's so rich. That's so rich. And it's really these foundational things, bro, that's missing.
Yeah.
That's missing all the time. And when you tell people about them, Dave, they say, no, there has to be an easier way. Why are these people getting rich without doing the work? Why do I have to do something?
Okay, you want the easy way? I'll give it to you. Right? You can go. You can give Wallow and Gilly 50,000, and you can sit there and act like an expert. But after a while, sooner or later, somebody's going to look and say, hey, what? Jay-Z said it. What the hell have you done to even have an opinion on what I've been doing? What the hell have you won? The only thing you're not recognized with is losing. So you can pay your way to the top if you want to. But when you get there, what you going to do? You'll be hard-pressed. And I'll take the Pepsi challenge with whoever you got. You'll be hard-pressed to find any densely populated black city that does not have a millionaire that I did not help create, cultivate, inspire, or coach.
Wow.
It's a fact. And I can point them out. You go to businessbullyshow.com/clients and let them tell you. That is the difference. The other part of that is Warren Buffett famously said, you cannot have a baby in 1 month by sleeping with 9 women. You got to be able to give time. And we want to give time. We want everything to happen right now. That's how it works. As badly as I want to be a billionaire right now, like I'm Bruno Mars before he stole Janelle Monáe's chick, I know that I'm not ready for that just yet. So I stay exactly where I need to stay, and I continue to learn, I continue to study, I continue to be a student, I continue to grow, I continue to coach people who are willing. I am no longer coaching, and for a long time I have not coached everybody, because everybody's money ain't good, because some of y'all are just downright disgusting. You're ignorant, you do not like to listen, you cannot conjugate a verb, and you will not listen to reason. For the sake of my mental health and that of my family, I am very specific as to whom I will take my time and coach. If you don't want to be great, I want what you want. Go on and be mediocre someplace else. That's it. And that might come off to some people some type of way, and quite frankly, I don't care, because the thing of it is, I'm not in the game to impress people. I'm in the game because it's what I was called to do.
Yeah.
I want to do with my life, man. I'm about to tell you something that's going to shock. You know what I really want to do with my life?
What's that, bro?
I want to be a trash man.
Wow.
That's always my dream. Like, you can ask any one of my family members, and they will tell you, oh, Dave talk about being a trash man all the time. I'm never going to do it. I kind of, I'm 44. My back is what it used to be. I done lost 178 pounds. But, nah.
Oh, hey, and let me give you your flowers for that too, bro. Like, looking amazing, bro. Looking amazing.
God bless you. I feel
it's like you looking like your little brother. I'm like, who didn't took over my dude? Pays is still the same cat. It kind of
Yeah.
reminded me when Gucci when Gucci
Everybody,
man first got out of jail. I was just
yeah.
like, that ain't Gucci. Everybody kept saying that
Bro.
sounds like that is not.
No, I promise you, this is not a business bully clone. I am me. Uh, I I used to say this to my wife all the time because this is still when people's opinions bothered me, and I would say, oh, that they can't deny my genius. They can't deny my resume. They can't deny my track record. The only thing they can say is, oh, he's fat. I said, if I lose all this weight, then I'll be perfect.
Mm.
Now, I've evolved and realized, one, there's no such thing as perfect, and two, they'll find something to talk about.
Oh yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
I'll give you something to talk about, but it ain't going to be me being fat. I
Mm.
can go into every store you can go into now.
Mm.
Right? I'm doing pull-ups every day. I'm running with my kids. Like, I'm enjoying life, and there's so much more of it for me to live.
Mm.
And I did the worst thing I could have ever done to y'all. I literally extended my life. That means you have to deal with my arrogant, nasty, fat, ass checking ass for at least another 60 years. So
Oh
sorry.
my. He
I'm
done
going.
got healthy now, y'all. Watch out. Watch out. Hey, speaking of that, um, what role do you think that it plays in terms of like this family dynamic of like having that balance between you, this phenomenal person on social media, versus like if I ask your kids, they gonna say you really are a good dad.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that correlation?
I don't do this for me.
Mm.
Like, I can remember my brother is 51 years old. We're 7 years apart. And I can remember us being so poor, my mom would have to boil water and we would share bath water because we didn't have hot
Mm.
water.
Mm.
You know, I can remember my mom, who was a teacher, and this is just par for the course when it comes to how teachers are treated in this country, especially public school teachers. My mother was
Mm.
a time teacher of the year, now a finalist in the city of Philadelphia, and I remember, she would bring home school lunches for us to eat and then tell us she was on a diet.
Mm.
Um, my kids ain't never been hungry a day in their lives.
Mm.
They don't want for nothing, and that's not a brag or a flex. It's an honor, right? And with that, I always tell my kids, regardless of anything else, we're nice people. Like, we're nice people. We don't floss. We don't do none of that. Like, you have something nice, they see it, cool. But my whole thing is everything I do is for them. Like, if you look, and this is another thing that Black people don't get. If y'all don't clip anything, clip this in 3, 2, 1. The difference between Black influence versus influence happening in the dominant society is we play one step at a time. They play 5 generations at a time. Here's
Mm.
Dale Carnegie been dead. Deader than dead. Super dead. Carnegie's stuff is still selling. Carnegie got foundations. Carnegie in the ground, homie. Dr. Wayne Dyer, who just died a few years ago, out of here. Intellectual property still selling.
Mm.
You got my man from The Secret. Oh, I can't call Proctor, Bob Proctor.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just died. They
Yeah.
still show clips of never before seen speeches that he gave.
Crazy.
I look at things differently because this is the only time Black people go, if I die. No. It's a certainty. You gonna die, I'm gonna die. When I die, y'all aren't gonna believe it.
Mm.
You want to see videos of me you ain't never seen before? There are
Mm.
books. I got like 10 books that are to be released upon my death. Not a
Wow.
moment before.
Oh, wow.
Upon
Mm.
my, want to know why? Because my girls need to eat,
Mm.
right? My,
Mm.
my sales curricula, my marketing philosophies, my coaching practice, all of that has been set up so that the second I die, We keep rolling. Founded Wendy's. Wendy's is still here. Ray Kroc, who founded what you now know as McDonald's. McDonald's is still here. He ain't been dead. Died in like 84, bro. Like, at some point, we got to get on the train and realize it's not about you. It is about your legacy. Don't you want to leave something bigger than you behind? Whatever you want. But whether you believe it or not, before I die, I will go down in history as one of the greats. And if I don't, after I'm dead, you have no choice but to recognize it. But I want to sit around and watch a bunch of has-beens, never wases, and wannabes talk to you about generational wealth. You don't even set up trust. It's most of you don't have a Roth IRA for your children. Most of you never even bothered to get a Gerber grow-up plan, and that's like $10 a month. Right? We love talk. Oh, let's be the bank. We're gonna be the bank. You have no idea what that means. None whatsoever. You got coaches out here telling people, oh, you should develop a business plan. Are you mad? And I don't mean like angry, I mean mad like the Hatter. Right? Let me break this down. If you read J.M. Barrie, not J.M. Barrie, who wrote Alice in Wonderland? Carol. If you read Carol's Alice in Wonderland, he talks about why the Hatter is mad. See, because Hatters, people that would stitch hats, there was something in the ink, and because they were always doing this with the thread, sucking on the end of the thread, the chemicals that they would use would cause them to lose their minds. That's why they were mad at the Hatter. That's where the term came. Are you mad? Are you crazy? What do you mean you have not set them up? Every time I turn around, all of these ballers on Instagram who wind up dead or disabled is having GoFundMes and fish fries out of here. But they was balling out the yard. They were doing all these high-end vacations. They was doing all of these retreats and all these conferences, and they was going and they were standing on stage, and they got this person over here, and they're sitting down with Shaq. But there's never any type of exit plan. KRS One said something to me, and it changed the course of my life. Not me directly, but me, the hip hop listener. He said, "Do you ever think about when you out of here?" And I was like, damn. And at that point, I didn't. I was like 16, 17. I didn't think about when I was out of here, but now I am. I think beyond myself. My ego is not so massive that I cannot take into account that there are people with the last name Anderson. And I'm sorry to say this, and I will say this to you exclusively. Aside from my own father, my father's generation, meaning his brothers, aside from my father and my aunt, everybody in my father's generation, they were educated, but they were also drunks. When they died, they might have left a little something, but nothing worth talking about.
Yeah.
And if they did, they didn't have much character. I make my last name mean something. If you think of the name Anderson, you either thinking of Windows or my black ass. By the way, you can Google it. There are 17 other entrepreneurs named Dave Anderson. I'm the only business bully. And you know me when you see me. I have made my last name more important. We got sisters out here going by their middle name. You want to know why? Because their last name has no legacy. We got to start thinking differently about how we move, why we move, what we do, and how we do it. And we're so afraid that somebody else is going to outshine me. My mother calls it, I don't mind you doing good as long as you ain't doing gooder than me. Everybody want to be the leader. Everybody want to drive the bus. Nobody just wants to be a passenger. Nobody wants to be the person putting the coal in the train. No, nobody wants to be the one taking tickets. Nobody wants to be in the bar car serving drinks. Everybody got to be like, this is my train, or this is my car, this is my bus, and they wonder why it's such a traffic jam with black people. All right.
Bro. Any final thoughts before we get out of here? We got to do this again. Man, oh man, was you dropping some heat today. Jeez.
Yeah. My whole thing is, and I'm not a gloom and doom guy, but I am a realist. I want people to understand that there is so much out here that you can get, but you got to be willing to say, I don't know where to turn. I don't know what to do. I don't know what the next steps are. I know that there's something out here greater for me, but how do I get it? What do I do to get to that next point? What do I do to get to that next level? How can I get there? Everybody who was great had somebody to teach them. Michael Jordan did not become great under Doug Collins. He became great when Phil Jackson showed up. Because Doug Collins said, oh, just get a ball to Michael. That's the plan. And he got fired, right? And Phil Jackson came in and said, we're going to do this thing called the triangle offense. And then, boom, 6 championships later, sometimes I dream he is greatness. Not only leaves clues, it leaves coaches. So if you want a coach that's not going to kiss your ass, if you want a coach that is not going to give you a glue stick, a poster board, some scissors, and some magazine clippings, come see me. Shoot me a DM. Let's build. I'm not going to make you into me. I need to make you into the you that you promised yourself you always wanted to be. And that requires pain, dedication, investment, and sacrifice. If you're not willing to put in pain, dedication, investment, and sacrifice, go to somebody. There's plenty of people who are take you $37 a month. I'm not one of them. You want me to make you a millionaire for $500? Yeah, no. That's not how this works. I want you to be as dedicated to yourself as you are to when Beyonce says she's coming to town. I'm as dedicated to yourself as you are when you find out, oh, my team is in the playoffs. I want you to dedicate yourself to your dreams and your goals, not for you, not for your ego's sake, not to put up a middle finger to the people who dissed you in high school and say, how you like me now? I want you to do it so that you can show people who haven't even been born yet what Black people have always been and are still more than capable of. We built this country for free. We innovated it for peanuts, literally. Look at George Washington Carver and Henry Ford. Why do you think it's called a plant? Start realizing that you come from greatness. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of our villages did have idiots, and some of us are descended from the slaves that Harriet Tubman would have shot. But most of us are about something. And if you are about something and you want to learn and you want to grow and you're willing to make an investment in yourself, and I'm not just talking financial because, oh no, that's significant. But no, I want you to invest in the you say you really want to be and find out for sure if you actually have what it takes to get there. I hope somebody took away something from that, Manny. I apologize if
No, I know that. Yeah, no, this good. This was good, bro. This was good. Thank you for dropping all of that knowledge and jewels and wisdom, man. Because the reason why I ask certain questions the way I ask them on this show is I really want people to have the stuff that's going to actually help them get to the next level versus the fluff and making me feel good temporarily, but I go back to the same mess. So thank you for your time today, bro. We definitely got to do this again. We'll catch up soon. Make sure that y'all following him. He's amazing. He's so talented. And if y'all ready, y'all go hire this brother. Hire him. He's talented at what he do. I'm only going to rock with people that's talented. And this is like my big brother, somebody that I look up to in this business.
He says that, ladies and gentlemen, but full disclosure, he's not a client either.
True.
And don't get me wrong, I'm telling you, my team is phenomenal. If your team is better than you, then why are they there?
Facts. Facts. All right. Peace and blessings, y'all. Yep, for sure. All right. Peace and blessings, y'all.